Today we're gonna make tiramisu. This is one of my favorite desserts. I'm gonna have a little help today making it. You can see there's espresso over there along with the other ingredients. I'm gonna take that espresso and make a special drink at the end of this with another guest coming up right now. We always do this at the beginning. It makes it really easy for you guys to make these dishes instead of like me whipping out an ingredient as you're going on. You can't follow along. So let's get to it. We have 40 ladyfingers. You can make them yourself, but then you're getting a lot more complicated. Yeah. I'd recommend buying them. And if you can't find them locally, Amazon has a bunch of different brands. We have mascarpone. So we have 16 ounces of that, or 454 grams. Right here, we have Marsala wine. In addition to that, we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Right here is coffee liqueur. You can use Kahlua or any brand, and that's 2 ounces again. Right here is 2/3 of a cup of sugar, or 150 grams. Here is a 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, and that's gonna be for the middle layer, and then it's gonna be for the top layer. Right here we have 6 egg yolks, we have 2 cups of heavy cream, and then we have the espresso. So this is 6 ounces of espresso. You don't wanna brew it, just go to a coffee shop and get it, and if you don't want to use espresso, you can just use strong coffee. That would work perfectly. We're gonna do something though with the leftover espresso, but let's get to prepping this right now. To make this even easier for you guys, there's full process shots on our website. We're gonna just do it kind of the exact same way that we did that process. What are we doing here?
First step is we're just gonna combine the coffee or espresso and the coffee liqueur. And then we're gonna set that aside and we're gonna use that later.
Now we're gonna just whisk the mascarpone, right?
Yep. We're just gonna whip it a little bit for about 30 seconds until it's light. This is room temperature.
How long did that take to do last time?
Just like 30 seconds, but this looks like grainy.
So this mascarpone was bad, even though the date was January 20th, I believe, which is 3 months past the time of this filming. It had an off smell and it will not whip. But this is how you want it, like this. We have the mascarpone and the espresso Kahlua mixture over here. We just want to show you every step. So right here, we don't have a lot of water, not too much in this pot. We're gonna do a double boiler, just put enough so when you put this in here that it's not touching the boiling water. And we're just going to make the, what's it called?
The zabaione.
And to make the zabaione, we're going to use
6 egg yolks, sweet Marsala wine, and granulated sugar. The water should be kind of at a simmer, not at a boil.
So let's turn it on. So simmer means like a little bit below 212 degrees because boiling is 212 degrees. So simmer will just be like tiny little bubbles. Okay, so you're gonna whisk, right?
And the thing with this is that you're gonna have to continue whisking the whole time.
It's been about 5 minutes. My wife just went to get a cup of coffee for herself, which is the exact thing you wanna have when you're using coffee, liqueur, and espresso and everything. It makes you wanna drink a cup. You can see it's thickening up. It's a good amount. It's been about 5 minutes, but not enough yet. Is this a dessert that just by itself people have?
Yeah, it is. And a lot of times it'll be served actually with a ladyfinger to dip into it. It's really good. It's kind of like a custard. You're doing an okay job.
I'm doing all right. This whisk has been through a lot. I think we've had it for about 25 years.
No, I think we got it when Sammy was like a little kid and was
really?
interested in baking. Yeah.
I feel like we've had it forever.
I mean, why would you have a giraffe whisk?
That's true. I hope you guys can see that, but that is about 139. So it's almost there, but it's not there yet. If you're gonna make this, it's gonna be for Christmas, right? Like before Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, but I think this is a good dessert to learn how to make visually. I mean, you can read it, but until you actually
like
watch
this
someone
right here.
do it,
This
it kind of gives you a better sense, more confidence when you go to make it yourself.
It's really, there is actually another important part that's coming up where you can really ruin your tiramisu, and most restaurants actually ruin it this way.
Are you talking?
Don't give it away yet. So you want it to coat the back of the spoon and like there. That's amazing. All right, so we'll take it off to the side. What are we doing here?
We're just gonna make whipped cream. It's just heavy whipping cream mixed with vanilla extract.
How much vanilla extract? 2 teaspoons.
Thank you.
And this is her recipe and I still remember, okay.
And this is just gonna be whipped until you get like medium to stiff peaks. It's pretty much there.
Yeah, that's definitely there. All right, so what are we gonna do now?
Now we're gonna add the Savion mixture to the mascarpone. And we're gonna whisk it just a little bit until it's incorporated.
We let the Savione cool down somewhat. All right, so what are you doing here? How much are you mixing it for?
Just until it's like combined and smooth.
Okay.
Then I am going to fold in about half of the whipped cream mixture, and then we're gonna add the rest. And honestly, this is so good, just like.
That looks perfect like that.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's game time, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. This is the most important thing, right?
The ladyfingers really just need 1 second or less per side. You definitely do not want to submerge them or over soak them because they will tend to fall apart quickly and get very mushy.
Mushy.
And you want them to still have enough of their integrity so that they can start to absorb some of the cream mixture as well. There's not quite enough room in our pan to line them up in the exact same pattern each time. So we've kind of switched the direction here and we're lining them up like this. One thing to make sure of when you do your second layer is that you want to try and line everything up.
Same pattern.
Because you're going to be covering this with the cream, so you're not going to really know. So if you want to like stick like a little piece of tape or something,
yeah, like
on
tape
on the
here,
corner.
take the straight line this way.
Yep, where we ran out of room.
Yes.
So we need to trim these up a little bit.
See if that's good. That's perfect.
Yep. So next we're gonna put the first layer of cream on top of the ladyfingers, and then we will smooth it out.
You can dump on roughly half of it. The amount here is the perfect amount for this type of dish here, which is a 9x13 that's angled a little bit on the sides.
I'm gonna use an offset spatula and just kind of start spreading this out. This layer doesn't have to be as pretty as you want the second layer to be. So now we're gonna do a layer of unsweetened cocoa powder. And some people don't put cocoa powder in between. It's really up to you as to how you wanna do it.
Should it be thick or should it be very thin?
Top layer, you kind of don't wanna see any space. But I think, a dusting is.
A dusting? Okay.
All right, so we're gonna start on our second layer now, and we're gonna keep the same pattern.
Same pattern.
Before.
So straight line this way and then horizontal this way.
That's right.
Guys, this dish, see how it angles out this way? It angles out on all four sides. Basically the bottom part is a lot smaller, so the bottom part needed to be cut, and then it only allowed 3 this way, but we can actually, I don't know if you're gonna be able to fit a 4th one there. Use a straight rectangle if you can, not something fancy like this. Where is this from? Like
Williams-Sonoma outlet.
Williams-Sonoma. I think probably we should cut it down, straight down, right? Let's do that. Perfect. Let's talk about today's sponsor, Bright Cellars. I've been getting wine from Bright Cellars for a few months now. And besides the wine being delicious, what I love the most is the convenience. Bright Cellars uses their algorithm to match bottles based on my tasting preferences and ships them right to my home. Each bottle comes with an education card that shows suggested pairings and serving temps. But the best part is I don't have to deal with heading to the liquor store and wondering if I'm even going to enjoy the wine. And with the holidays right around the corner, that's even more appreciated. No traffic, no crowds, no long lines, which gives me more time to create content for you and to enjoy some quality time with the family. And now Bright Cellars is giving my viewers a limited time offer of $50 off their first 6-bottle box. A Bright Cellars subscription makes a great gift, and so do their gift cards. So guys, help support the channel by clicking the link in the description to get started. And a big thanks to Bright Cellars for sponsoring today's video. And now we're just gonna top it with the remaining bit of cream here. All right, here is our masterpiece. So we're not going to put the cocoa on the top now, right?
You definitely can, but I prefer to have a fresh coat of cocoa on it. Yeah. What'll happen is the cocoa will kind of start to absorb into the cream mixture, and it'll just turn like a different color. I think it looks really pretty when it's like got a fresh coat on it.
Definitely.
This has got to go into the fridge for a minimum of 6 hours, but we really recommend that it go in overnight.
All right, guys, it's been 48 hours, and here is our beautiful tiramisu that my beautiful wife Tara made.
For this one, we're gonna do a heavier dust than we did for the second, or the first layer, I should say.
Yeah.
This kind of, we wanna completely cover it.
All right, so you're gonna take advice from us, even though we messed up the top, how to cut this to make a good cut. And what did you do exactly?
I took the thinnest knife that we have and I ran it under hot water.
Yeah.
And actually, it's like really easy to cut through.
That's a nice looking piece. So that one will be to taste tester number 3 that's about to come in here. Taste tester number 3 is also gonna make a nice drink for us. This person who thinks he's better looking than me is my brother Greg. Hey.
How's it going?
Good, good. And he's a bartender and he's been bartending forever. How long have you been bartending for?
Almost 21 years now, yeah.
So this is a really popular drink, not just in the place you work at, but in other places
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah, even in like clubs, sports bars I worked at, beach bars, everything, people will always order the Espresso Martini.
I can't think of a better time to have it than with your tiramisu that we're gonna taste in about a minute.
All right, let's do it. Some ice, put enough in there. So each drink is gonna have 1 ounce of vodka. So I'm making 2 right now. Small shaker tins could usually fit about 2 drinks in there. So 2 ounces of vodka we're gonna pour in.
And then this stuff is something that I never heard of.
So this is called Mr. Black. It's a coffee liqueur. A lot of places will still use Kahlua. I don't recommend it. This is made from real coffee beans.
Nice.
So this is like real fresh, nice, authentic coffee liqueur that you want to use for it. Each drink is going to get 2 ounces of this. Now we are going to put our espresso. This is going to be about 1 ounce each. So this is kind of just like the eyeball.
When you work at a restaurant, do you make double drinks?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Do you make like 4 at a time for people?
Normally we're just going with a short and a big one right here and 2. If you make it 4 at a time, you're going to just double up everything, 2 and 2, and you shake them together. I mean, final touch is going to be simple syrup, okay?
Syrup, yeah.
So we're using a nice raw sugar simple syrup.
Yeah,
okay?
I can see it's dark color.
As opposed to like a white sugar, which you can use the white sugar in this, but the raw sugar or the demerara sugar is the way you want to go with that. It adds a nice like sweetness, almost like a caramel. A lot of people like to do vanilla vodka, or they like to sweeten it up with a little Baileys.
Sec, yeah.
No triple sec.
triple
No. Stay away from the triple sec with this drink. Yeah, that won't go in there well.
Extra triple sec.
And you know, that kind of stuff is like, you know, there's a place for that, but I think that stuff should go in like a chocolate martini, like a vanilla vodka or a Bailey.
Do you ever have a guy just order triple sec from you, like straight at the bar?
Not once ever in my whole entire life. I'm sure you will though when you come in. All right, so we're gonna finish off. This is just a little 1/4 ounce per drink, all right? Okay. So we're just gonna do 1/2 ounce total in there, all right? Final stage is we gotta shake this baby. You hit this on good, so now it's got a little suction on it. Shaking drinks that are not poured over ice, you wanna shake for at least 10 seconds. That releases the air right there, and you give it a little pop. You see this drink poured at places, you're gonna see like nice frothiness to it, which is awesome. It just looks like an amazing drink once it's out there.
Yeah, that looks good.
All right. And it's almost like, this is gonna look like almost like a fresh like Guinness. This is a final touch that I like to do. A lot of places will give you the 3 bean classic thing that people do with like espressos, the cappuccinos, and stuff like that.
For sure.
But honestly, this right here to me is like the difference maker in the drink. So you get yourself a little peeler. You peel off a little bit of just the rind over here. Almost getting like a little bit of
the essence of it.
It's like it's like a lemon oil almost that comes off of it. This is the way that I like to enjoy it, and I drink these myself all the time. To be honest with you, I drink them at work. I drink them at home. It's a good drink. All right, I'm not just telling you that. I do enjoy this drink. Yep.
Okay, Tara, let's see what we got here. Cheers.
Cheers.
We're gonna be careful with that.
I know. Oh my God, Greg.
Really good.
That's amazing.
Go great
That's
with that tiramisu.
so good.
I'm being honest, I wasn't expecting it to be that good. Like I was like because like the flavors and like, you know, it's 10 a.m. in the morning too, but you know. We got 3 slices. We're gonna give my brother the best one, the biggest one. And let's let you try it first, see what you think of this.
Thank you. Unbelievable.
Yeah?
Yeah, really is. And listen, I could say that because you're my family. You guys always cook good for me anyway. But honestly speaking, working in the restaurant business as long as I have, how many times we've had tiramisu, homemade, brought in. This is one of the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. What would, so like he was telling me before, which I wasn't aware of this. Like he's worked in a lot of restaurants, like a lot, like over 10 restaurants. Do they all, not all, but do a lot of them get their desserts like tiramisu from
a lot of places, I'm not going to mention any names of places that don't make
very expensive
homemade.
places too, right?
Yeah. A lot of places will get, a lot of places will get their desserts made from homemade people who do it on their own, which is the best way to do it, I recommend. A lot of places will go to Restaurant Depot, which Restaurant Depot makes amazing stuff. So a lot of places you go to, you think it's homemade, but it's actually Restaurant Depot quality. very good, but you could tell the difference, I think, when you taste a slice of something like this.
I personally love this, guys. I just had a bite again. We made a batch or 2 batches in the last 2 weeks. My chief complaint, Greg, this is why I was asking you, was that a lot of restaurants I find that they over dip the ladyfingers and it's very like soggy and liquidy. That's what I've encountered a lot from even like a really like one of Long Island's best restaurants, which again, definitely not mentioning any names.
No, well that could also be something with like when you make this at home, you know when you're going to serve it, when it's going to be eaten by your guests, right? So if you go to a restaurant, certain things have shelf lives. It could be towards the end that you got it, and then maybe we're dipped in there a little bit too long or something like that.
You've watched the channel before, so you know our little buddy, the taste tester. We don't have him tasting this for obvious reasons.
This says alcohol in it, so.
So how would you rate this?
So honestly, I'm going to give this a solid 9, real solid 9 for it. I see how my nephew does the ratings. He's very, very, critical sometimes. He's awesome, but I think he would agree with this if he could actually taste this. That this one is one of your best for sure.
You know, kids order tiramisu all the time in restaurants, and 99% of the time the restaurant is using, coffee, liqueur, and rum.
They're not IDing kids when they order it.
But we just figured, we're doing a drink here, we're doing this, but he's not in this. But anyway, thanks for being here, and Merry Christmas.